going on behind the scene? How can this kid that was rated as a late first-round draft pick not get on the field for a team that sucks?
This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Yes, dude. Man 12 has returned. Yes. Be careful, everyone. It's 12 out there. Officially, 12 is back in the gym. He is no longer a full participant. We do have some remarks from Kevin Stefanski that essentially state that the team will decide whether or not he wants to be QB2 based on how his back reacts to practice this week. To tell the truth, I believe Kevin Stefanski simply became too at ease with Shedeur Sanders playing quarterback. No, I'm kidding. My understanding is that it is a serious injury. It is an actual back injury. Additionally, I believe that people have much more grace now that he is out there. It's clear that the person saying, hey, Shedeur Sanders is back at practice, was present. Mobility appeared to be good. Saw nothing that was clearly impeding him. This is from Coop Justin then. Now that we're several of us, this is what I will say. Daniel, yeah, OC is my man. I would like to thank my man Jush. I learned how to pronounce that from her. I most likely still mispronounced it. However, we have faith in him. He appears to be in fairly good health, and his photos attest to his presence. You know what I mean? When I say that if we encounter something strange, like, oh, well, he just can't go, I'm going to scratch my skull a little bit. If it occurs, I might be a little perplexed. A lot of people were perplexed by this entire issue. Furthermore, I don't think anyone was more perplexed than Tony Grossi. He believes Shedeur Sanders has no desire to play football. Let's listen to it.
What's starting to become a mystery to me is how could he have 3 different injuries without even taking number 1 reps all year long?
Right.
Tired arm. What was the injury in training camp? Was it a shoulder or
and
muscle?
now back.
Yeah. So
where's the 3? That's not 3. Maybe you mean I think he had another back injury, but
wondering. I don't want to say it because people will jump all over me. But does he want to play?
I'll say it for you.
Does he want to play?
I'll say it for you. Either these are made up injuries, or somebody don't want him to play, or he doesn't want to play. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Right.
I find it fascinating because when individuals say stupid things, they are aware that they are doing it. They're going to leap on me just like you don't try to hide behind. No. People love to say things like, y'all think I'm crazy when they say foolish things. Am I making a crazy statement? Indeed, Tony, you're making a really foolish statement that you would have said that. If you had said, hey guys, I'm going to say something stupid that's going to get people rightfully pissed off because with all the trials and tribulations, especially coming from you, if it came from Tony Rizzo, okay, dog. You know how people look at you. You are aware of what this is. You are aware of your remarks on Shedeur, your feelings, and your attempts to support Dillon Gabriel. This, in my opinion, is the worst thing that has ever happened. When asked about it, Tony Gracci, a young man who is a 5th-round pick, says, hey, the coach is doing a great job. Despite his tenure and the apparent wisdom of working in Cleveland sports media for so long, I'm having a great time cooking. You understand what I mean? He has completed everything. When questioned about it, he claims to have finished everything except for the time Rex Ryan entered the picture to back Dillon Gabriel, correct? Don't discuss that just yet, you guys. Don't mention that he was dating Dillon Gabriel, that we were preparing for him, or that he was working out extra but doesn't publish his workouts because others do. Tony Gracci is a man who has no interest in playing football. I truly hope that. And a special thanks to Tony Rizzo, a special thanks to G. Bush. Let's give a shout out to the true grassroots, what's it called? The Cleveland Browns podcast, Ultimate Cleveland Sports, that is. Garrett Bush's one, I have to make sure that it is correct. But they provide excellent work. The podcast is about dogs. A few Browns who are content developers came here before me. You all know me. I'm an annoying Texas supporter who also happens to be a Shedeur fan. I take it that you're a fan of Dion. So I applaud those who not only did it, but were present in ESCA when no one wanted to talk about the Browns. You have to respect them for that, don't you? Because they were in the trenches during a time when there was no shade to stop these sounds. So would you kindly respect them and obey them? But a lot of other Cleveland media people choose not to take advantage of this opportunity or embrace their newfound fandom. How about I destroy all of my credibility instead? What if I allowed anyone who, let's say in a crazy situation, goes to another team because Shedeur is just not good, it doesn't work out? All right, hey, Tony Gracci, I believe you will continue to speak on microphones for a few more years. However, feel free to keep turning yourself into an enemy, just like you did with Baker Mayfield. As if you're now turning against Shedeur Sanders, the cult you like to refer to. He has no desire to play football. You guys drafted him. Shedeur Sanders was drafted by the Browns, and some members of the media still try to erect barriers. You're all wondering why people speak to the media in this way. You all wonder why Mike Tomlin takes such a strong stance against the media. This is ridiculous. He's not interested in playing football. Tony Rizzo also believes that something strange is happening.
Shedeur Sanders not gotten on the field. I want everybody's opinion on this. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what's going on. Something's going on. So, gals, something's going on. I don't know what. I'm not privy to it. If I knew, I would tell you. That's one thing we do on this show. I find stuff out. Sometimes it's right, sometimes, but I'm telling you what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing anything. I'm hearing a bunch of stuff that I don't want to believe, but I don't know what's legit or not. So I'm gonna tell you that I honestly don't know what's going on. And I just want to feel today, I want to know what you all feel about this.
You know, that's intriguing. I'm not sure if Tony Rosa delves more into it since, as he mentioned, something is intriguing. He claimed that he wouldn't want to believe what he was hearing if he knew. Here's what I have to say, and I have a question for you. I would like to know if you believe that is a bad thing for Shedeur or the squad. Please leave a remark below. What do you suppose he's hearing that doesn't make sense? Because I want to, and I adore making videos, man. I take it that you may return to the Rex Ryan video. Something I mentioned, correct? I mentioned that Tony Gracci, Mary Kay Caput, and Tony Rizzo were the sources of the leak on the Dillon Gabriel case. I want you to know that they were unaware of the unfavorable information you heard from Rex Ryan. They declared, "We can't cooperate that." However, they were the ones who informed you that Dillon Gabriel would begin. I am telling you that for a very precise purpose. Look, don't trust Mary or Tony Gracci, or don't like them. Don't think you don't like Rizzo. Particularly based on what they're hearing from the Browns camp, they appear to be speaking the truth. I'm inclined to believe that the Browns are doing something that he just can't accept is happening, because he doesn't say it. And I say that because if there was even the slightest possibility that Shedeur was to blame, I believe Tony Gracci, not Tony Rizzo, would not only come out with it, but he would project it from the top and say all these XY things. So, I don't see why no one is. Why don't you just leak it if he's that bad? Why don't you just report it? Well, you know, even though he informed Mary Kay Caput, he just doesn't want to play. Guys, keep in mind that Shedeur informed Mary Kay Caput that the choice was made by the team. Initially, the crew worked together to keep him out of the bag. So, it's mind-numbing and incredibly foolish. You're either holding something or attempting to suggest something that doesn't exist. Go ahead and say it. Why don't y'all just say it and confront it? Go ahead once again.
Behind the scene. How can this kid that was rated as a late first-round draft pick not get on the field for a team that sucks? They're not even giving him reps. What? That's on the coach, man. Stefanski's going to have to answer for that, and it might come at the end of the year, and it might come in the form of firing. What is going on? Does he have I don't want to pick on Kevin. Does he even have a say in this? Is someone in the front office saying don't play him? Clearly, Chris, someone doesn't like him, or someone just thinks how are you not ready to play? He's been here since April. I find it hard to believe that kid isn't ready to play.
There's two sides to every story, right? Okay, either Kevin, somebody in the building, in the front office, in the coaching staff doesn't like him, okay? That's option
what do you mean?
one.
Then why'd you draft him?
Hold on. Option two, again, two sides to every story. I'm not saying this is happening, but it's a possibility, and I'm left to speculate until I'm told otherwise. Maybe Shedeur's not doing everything he's asked to do. I find that hard to believe. I find that unlikely as well.
Once more, these are folks whose sources claim that they don't think it's credible. They are merely conjecturing. Additionally, keep in mind that each and every time he has been questioned about whether Tommy Rees, Kevin Stefanski, or anyone else is doing what has to be done, they have all said, hey, he's doing what needs to be done. You're not making the connection between the issue and what he isn't doing. They don't think so. I thus don't think it's true. Additionally, if you have anything, you should release it, because at this point, it's completely absurd. However, in the same breath that you raise this topic and consider whether or not Shedeur is the issue XYZ, people are still saying things like, hey, nothing is wrong, guys, nothing is happening.
Opportunity for him to get more reps coming off a great appearance, then he had the oblique. And he missed a week or so of practice. Yeah. So what I think is also happening outside of whatever is going on is when the opportunity arises, he's had 2 nagging injuries pop up at the worst possible time.
And you do not have any conspiracy about these injuries? You think they are legitimate injuries?
I don't, because why do they have to lie? Like, if they no, he's not ready, we're not playing him. They don't have to lie. They haven't played him all year, and all year they haven't. It hasn't been every week, oh, he's dealing with an injury. For up until last week, it was he's working and Dylan's our guy. So they don't have to lie. That's why I don't think there's any conspiracy.
Hello, dude. Nothing is happening. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening. Everything is simple. Everything runs smoothly. Everything is fine. All right, what's it called? However, let's hear what some former NFL players have to say about the entire situation. Thus, TJ Hushmusada will take on Acho. After that, a key entered the arena. We're going to do those back to back.
Had his daddy by his side. He's always had them crutches. Now you got to get rid of them crutches. We've always talked about the on the field, Shedeur Sanders is great, Shedeur Sanders is great. Sure. What about the emotional component? Like, the fact that he said this, one, I applaud his vulnerability, I applaud his transparency, and his humanity. That's human. But at the end of the day, the NFL, and watch what I'm about to say here, T, you can co-sign it, the NFL is an inhumane league. We've just never had to see Shedeur succeed without his people.
Do you think he can succeed without his father?
I don't want to answer that question.
Not answer it.
No.
That means no. If you want to answer the question, that means no.
I believe he can.
Based on what data? We have
You know what I'm basing it off of?
Based on what?
Then you can say, I don't
see
know.
how bad Colorado is without him?
That just means Colorado can succeed without Shedeur. But we don't know if Shedeur can succeed without his dad.
But if he was that good in Colorado can barely win a game now.
As you're aware, I work for a really unpleasant company. I detest that remark. However, let's get a key turned off.
Let's get a cube going.
It's some bullshit going on why he went in the 5th. And it's clear as day that it's still some bullshit going on with him. Before we get 2-10, let's try to win a game. We got a good run game, we got a defense, let's try to fucking win a game. What we doing?
Keep throwing him in a mess.
That's what's the mess. The mess is he's the mess.
Kevin Stefanski.
All of it is a mess. The run game ain't a mess. The defense ain't a mess.
Kevin Stefanski's job is on the line, right?
Yeah.
What would save it? If he threw Shedeur in there and they won their last 5 games, he would keep his job and everything would be hunky-dory.
Now, he'll still be fired.
I ain't
He
gonna
did this
fire-
from the jump.
Okay,
Why
there
you
you
ain't
go.
do this from the jump with your hating ass? You got a personal vendetta against him. Get the fuck on. He should have been playing.
Agreed.
So get the fuck on, bro, because you got a personal vendetta. That's why he wasn't playing. Now look at it. He done won his last 5. Get the fuck on. No matter what, Stefanski got to go, bro. Maybe he tied in with Dylan Gabriel because they all got the same agent and shit. He just got them personal ties to Dylan. That's what Stefanski got. He got personal ties to Dylan, huh?
We just making stuff up.
I ain't making nothing up. Nigga, do the research, nigga. What you talking about?
Yes, we have verified that. That has been verified. I strongly want you to keep in mind that they will be lying to you. You are aware that they will deceive you. They want you to remember that Shedeur was selected in the 1st round. They don't want you to discover that Dylan Gabriel has the same agency as Gus Malzahn, Kevin Stefanski, Dan Lanning, and Brent Venables. They want you to believe that Shedeur is just unprepared. However, something is happening. Rizzo is aware of it, but I believe he won't be able to maintain his credentials if he admits it. If it were on Shedeur's side, they would mention it, run with it, and increase their clicks. Therefore, it's probably not. but please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoy football content of all sizes, please subscribe. That boy is a 12 bag. Have an amazing day, everyone.